Danny Webster, Las Vegas Review-Journal. Bruce, usually when you go on the road, you need those good road periods to kind of set the tone, just knowing that Dallas was going to push back and for your group to stay calm in their own zone and, you know, eventually deliver with that goal. Just how important was that calm presence as the game went on in the first period?
Yeah, they were better early. Had a good push. They were physical. They probably had the first few chances. It's where you need some timely saves. We got them. We settled in eventually. You know, you don't want 1-0 to turn into 2-0, so we did a good job with that. And then it was a heck of a play by Barbie on the goal. Just a reload. Strips the guy coming into our end, and all of a sudden we get a quick strike. So now you go into the intermission 1-1, and we know we haven't been at our best, but we got through it, right? You know, they're going to be the response. So now it's like, okay, let's build our game, get to our game. And I think that's what happened. So credit to them for their start. We bent but didn't break, got saves, countered with a nice goal. So now it starts over, right? Now we can start building our momentum. They're not building off their first period. So that's how I thought it played out from there. I really liked our game after the first, and especially the third, with our be able to check. Yeah, we had a flurry there where we had a turnover on a breakout, but those are going to happen. But structure-wise and our guys' discipline and how we wanted to play was really saw a level of commitment there from the guys to get it done, and we did.
Jesse, Gary, Paul. Jesse Grange with The Athletic. You kind of touched on it, but 2 straight third periods, you've been protecting a 1-goal lead and haven't given up much at all. Just what are you the most happy with in the way you guys have defended?
Well, we used everybody. 4 lines, they got to play the right way. 60. There's an understanding what it takes to win in this league. Now we've been through it this time of year, so you can't get loose, you can't relax, you got to stay on your toes, try to attack. I think that's the one thing we did better than the other, and I think we still wanted to generate some offense. You know, we got on the power play more because of what they threw a puck over the glass, but boy, we had a good look to extend it to 3-1. I liked our puck possession. We didn't force anything. They had a couple of big blocks, give them credit, but we moved it around well, just didn't finish. So even that part of our game, we weren't. In the past, sometimes we've been chasing it back the other way, and so we never got comfortable, I guess, right? I think early on we were a little bit, typical. You win the first one on the road and feeling good about yourself, and all of a sudden they're punching you in the mouth a little bit. Well, then you better get going. So we did respond well to that.
You said something this morning about not being satisfied with the split, and it kind of felt like a little bit of foreshadowing. Did you talk to the players about that?
Well, I did. I didn't put it maybe in those same terms as I did this morning, but we talked about, in a nutshell, today's another story, and here's how it's probably going to play out early on. So are we going to be up to the task and get through it? And that's what happened, right? It's very normal. It's predictable. When a team loses at home game 1, sometimes you're not in your playoff mode yet, but you will be the next game typically, and they were early. So we did talk about that. There's no reason to settle, and that's just it. That's it. That's all. And I don't think it's any words of wisdom, to be perfectly honest with you. It's let's work our way to being the better team. Let's be better than we were game 1. They're going to be. They were. So were we. So I think our guys are really matured through the run last year. I wasn't here the year before, so I can't speak to what happened previous runs, but I just like what's said on the bench. I like our professional approach. When you address some of these things with them, they're receptive to it. And if there's something different, we'll talk about it. But in general, seems to be a good relationship of the game plan and wanting to execute it and still letting them play.
Paul De Los Santos, NHL.com. Bruce, what is the difference between going up 2-0 versus 1-1, going home, from a coaching perspective?
Well, we're that much closer to our end goal, first and foremost, and understanding how we're playing to get there, I think, is important. I do believe we played better. If it's 1-1, listen, there's a lot of people say, well, now you have home. It's a best of 5, and you have home ice advantage, right? That's the easiest way to pare it down. Now it's, okay, for me, I'm thinking, okay, let's just be better in game 3 at home. Let's not assume anything, right? They're going to come in ready to go. They know they're up against it a bit when you lose 2 at home, but They're looking at it one game at a time. I'll go back to recently as last year. They're down 3-0. They made it 3-2 in a hurry. So I don't think they're going anywhere. So if our focus is more, we're going to talk about ourselves, and not worry about how Dallas may or may not respond. They're a good team. They'll come ready to play. They're a great road team. I think they might have the best road record in the NHL. If not, they were right there. So, there's going to be no gimmies in that regard. So it doesn't matter where we play. We're getting a strong opponent. So we've got to just keep building our game.
The last about 6 minutes of the game, they didn't actually get a shot all the way to the goal, but they did have some good looks in there. Like, what did you like about how you guys were defending in front of Logan?
Well, we were boxing out well, and tonight I noticed they're trying to throw a lot of pucks off the end boards, right, and chase the bounce from there and be inside position on that. So it's a tactic some teams use, so we got to be mindful of that. But we've made a concerted effort here in the last X amount of time to, blocking versus boxing out. So let the goalie see it. If you're boxing out, it's their job to see the long ones. Let's block the more interior ones where it's, quick reaction. Boxing out is the low to high. You have time. That puck travels from the goal line to the blue line. Okay, now my job, not play goalie. Let me go find their danger. Find people going to the net. And let me get under their sticks. Now, part of that is Dallas is if they're not the best team in the league at deflection and rebound goals. Again, they're in the top. They might be the best. So we know that's part of the plan that we have to execute well. Or they're going to beat us in ozone play. We're trying to limit their rush, and so we have certain game plan in that, and it works in spots. Other times they had first period, they joined well. They beat us up the ice a couple times, got some good looks, so we corrected some of that. But the interior game we got to make sure we take care of. So, and it protects Logan a little bit too, right? This is his first playoff, so let's help him out and make his job a little bit easier. So that's how we look at it right now. Is that an answer, more or less? I forget now. I'm tired. It's late. I'm hungry. I'm hangry. I'm not hangry, but it's getting late. Yeah.
Danny Webster, Las Vegas Regional. Jack, you guys probably expected them to push back and probably push back aggressive and physically. Just the way you guys were able to stay calm and patient in the first period and eventually led to John's goal. Just how important was that to kind of stay in the game and just let that patience develop?
Yeah, it was a good effort. Like you said, I think we expected them to come out and push hard that first 5-10 minutes, and they did. They were physical. They played hard. They had some chances. This guy made some big stops for us. Obviously they get the power play goal, but it was good. We responded. We were able to come in here after the first period, and it's all tied. And I thought it was overall a good road first period from us. We did some good things. But yeah, you got to expect that. That's a desperate hockey team and a very good one. So they gave us all we could handle.
Jesse Granger with The Athletic for Logan. That's a good offensive hockey team, and you guys kept them out of the middle of the ice really well, especially in the third period. You have a good view of it. What do you think you guys are doing well to keep them out of that area?
I just think, the veteran group we have, obviously losing Hager was unfortunate, but we can just plug, Marty back in there, and I think just shows, we know how to win. We've done it all year. We did it last year, and that's just the experience of our group coming through, and just shutting them down and keeping them to the outside, making my life a lot easier.
Logan, 2 wins. How would you describe your first taste of playoff hockey?
First game was a little too close for my liking, but today I settled in there and felt good. So it's fun, but it's definitely not over, and just gotta regroup and refocus and get ready for Game 3.
For Logan, like when all these blocks are happening in front of you, they didn't get a shot for like the last 6 minutes. Like, what is it like to sit there and think like, wow, look how great they're playing in front of me?
Yeah, I think I'm used to it by now. It's been 2 years now with this group, so I think my first year was a little hectic, but now I completely trust my forward group and my D group in front of me. So I'm really comfortable, and the team's clicking when they're get in front of every puck, and when we battle for each other.
Jack, the opportunity up 2-0 going home to Vegas. I guess just what do you expect going into Game 3?
I mean, you got to expect their best, right? They're going to throw everything they have at us. Like I mentioned earlier, they're a great hockey team, and I expect another tight game. I'm sure it'll be an awesome atmosphere. We obviously really enjoy playing in front of our fans at T-Mobile, and I think everyone in the room is excited to get back there and play in our home barn.
Logan, can you take us through that pad save moments after Ottinger made that glove save and just kind of what you saw from the vantage point and maybe your reaction to Ottinger making that stop?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he had a hell of a game tonight. He made a big save there on Theo, and then they got an opportunity coming down. And as a goalie, you know that if they score that goal, that gives them a lot of momentum, especially off a big save like that. So just staying calm and just knowing that they have a scoring chance and just have to lock it down. And I was lucky enough to make the save there, and hopefully swing the momentum back in our favor. And then Hannafin comes down and gets the game-winning goal.
No, just what do you say about that defensive effort?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that's the way you got to play, especially in the road. In a loud environment like that, I thought the way we played in the third period was perfect. And we didn't sit back too much. We were still trying to create some offense and make plays, and that's the best way to defend. So I thought it was a great full 60 minutes for us.
You knew they were going to come out with a push, an aggressively physical game they had in the first bit, but defensively you guys seemed very calm in your own zone, sticks in the right spots, not being out of position. Just how important was that? And eventually you guys were rewarded with John's goal later.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, we talked about it this morning. We knew they were going to push, especially losing that first one at home. So they were physical, but I think that fits into our style of play pretty well. We're a big team, and we can play that type of game as well. And I thought we handled it, and we were real poised and making plays, and everybody was talking, communicating out there, and that's what you need in situations like that.
I ask because you had to do it yourself not too long ago. What makes it so difficult to defend Jack Eichel, Jonathan Marchessault, and Ivan Barbashev?
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit of everything, I think, Jack's obviously got that elite speed and can create off the rush really well, and Marshy's a great goal scorer, can finish, and Barb's can just mix it up a little bit. He can score, he can finish, but he's real physical as well. So I think it's just a good line of three players that complement each other really well, and they had a great game for us tonight.
What were you most happy with, just the way you guys defended them late, protecting that one-goal lead?
I think it was just the fact that we didn't just sit back and let them, control the play. I think we checked really well, especially off the rush. We had really good gaps, good back pressure from our forwards, and that's where they're dangerous off the rush, and we kind of eliminated those chances. And like I said, we were still trying to make plays and score goals, and that's what you want to do when you have the lead.
Confidence must be at an all-time high. How do you maintain composure going back home with a 2-0 lead?
Yeah, we're in a good spot, but there's still a lot of hockey left to be played, and we're happy to get back into our building and have that momentum on our side, and we're excited. I mean, it's going to be a huge game for us coming up here, Game 3, and just going to keep doing what we're doing, chipping away at and playing our game.
When you played against these guys, did you feel like it was impossible to get to the middle, and now does it feel like, wow, this is cool, I can do that to other people now in this system?
In terms of Dallas, the way they play?
Like defensively, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they still don't give up too much, especially in the O zone. I think we have just a good lineup of forwards that can create off the rush really well. We can bring that speed, and like I said, I think that all starts from your gaps and the back pressure, and defensively that leads to the offense that you can create offensively. And I think we've been doing a good job of that, and that's what you got to play in playoff hockey.
Why do you think you guys have been so good at protecting the middle of the ice against them?
I don't know. I think we're trusting each other. I think that's huge. We have to trust the four other guys are on the ice with you, and they got to do their jobs. Everyone has to do their own job, and I think we've been doing that really well, and that's led to us not giving up too many chances, especially coming off the rush. Everybody's doing their job well.
Cassidy revved up in that one.
It was awesome right from the start. We knew they were going to have a push for us physically, and they came out right out of the gates, ready to go. Thought we did a good job managing it, taking our chances when we could. They took their looks at our top guys, and we tried to do the same for them.
You mentioned managing their start, but as far as them trying to be aggressive, getting through, it seemed like you guys were really patient in your own zone, and it eventually paid off. Was that really the game plan going in?
Yeah, sometimes when they're trying to make those big hits, they can run out of position. So for us, if we're just sound defensively, make the little plays to one another like we can break out a little bit cleaner. As the game got on, we saw that more from ourselves, and we cleaned up the neutral zone. We got more offensive zone time.
What was your reaction to some of the big saves from Logan tonight?
Amazing. You know what? Some of it also doesn't surprise me because we see it on a daily basis in practice as players. We have, two great goaltenders that are coached by an unbelievable man himself. So it's awesome to see that, all the hard work they're putting in is paying off.
You said staying sound, but also just being composed both at the beginning and at the end when they looked like they had a lot of chances later, the chance to have chances. Where's that composure come from, just all you guys have been through?
Experience. You know what? You build up all this, confidence and experience throughout the regular season for moments like this, and you know, the coaching staff believes in us and they give us a game plan, and we as players have to go out there and execute, and that's what you've seen tonight.
Taking a 2-0 lead, just how does that feel in general, just being able to take home away with the 2 games in hand on them going home?
It's awesome. I mean, we did our job on the road. Now, you know, we have home ice advantage on them. You know, they're looking at it as, you know, not backs against the wall, but, you know, the pressure's on them. We got to go home, you know, bring the same effort that we have in the last 2 games and see where the chips fall.
What excites you most about taking it home?
The fan base. It's the best. You saw it, you know, voted the hardest place to play in the league.
It's a good offensive team. How, like, I guess, what are you most happy with the way you guys have defended them?
First off, you know, 2 wins. That's a good start, right? For us, you know, first game we didn't have that many shots, and you know, this game I think it was a little bit more sound too. For us, you know, trying to limit them. There are a lot of weapons over there for them. You know, you see their lineup throughout the regular season. A lot of them are high scoring. So for us, you know, they're gonna get their licks. They're gonna get their chances. We're trying to minimize them by keeping it outside. If they get that first crack, we're gonna try and tie up sticks in front and clear rebounds.